In a world where terrifying monsters existed, humans were just existing as normal, until one day, the monsters launched a series of large-scale attacks on the humans, and for the next 2 years, the crime rate around the world started to increase. The government couldn't do anything, and humanity was at the mercy of these monsters, when one day, an unknown hero named Zero appeared, and single-handedly defeated all the monsters by himself. Acting as the last hope for mankind, he led the counter-attack for humans, and the world started to return to a peaceful era, and Zero disappeared without a trace. His original name was Jai, and 5 years later, the hero that everyone looked after got kicked out of his house because his sister wanted his broke ass to find some work. During a concert of Shishin, a member of the Black Hand fired a bullet at Shishin, but he dodged it in time, and the whole crowd started to run away in fear. The whole Black Hand rained bullets at them, but Shishin took the guns from their hand with his abilities of a superhero, and his mates defeated all the Black Hands, until their main guy was left alone. Since it was the day he would get promoted to rank B in superhero ranking, he offered to let his attacker go, but his ego was too high and he started throwing punches at him. But Shishin dodged all of them and knocked him down. Jai tied his leg with a handcuff and told him that the police would arrive soon enough, making him wonder if he was a police officer. He was a C-rank loser and couldn't handle the embarrassment, so he transformed into a B-class Giga Chad and knocked out Shishin and his squad. Out of nowhere, a sweaty E-rank hero named Chen appeared and tried to attack the villain with his laser gloves, but he was yeeted into the air by its recoil, and Jai rushed to ask if he was alright. Even though blood was dripping from its head, he kept going at the man again and again, only to get thrown into a trash bin each time, so he would get reminded that he was just trash. Chen refused to stop fighting despite having no chance to win, and it inspired Jai, so he took the man in one hit, and Chen begged him to form a superhero duo team with him. Before Jai could answer, a high-rank haughty Manu appeared, and flexed her fur coat to show everyone that she was rich as fuck. She asked the two what happened here, but Chen was mesmerized by her assets and asked for her autograph, but she told him to keep his horny in check and explained the situation to her. He told her that he defeated a high-rank villain with the help of his assistant, but when he looked behind, Jai was nowhere to be seen. He went back to his home and saw his sister Wan throwing a CEO of a big company out of the house. The Alabama blood ran in their body, and Wan was interested only in Zero.
This is a sickness of the highest order.
Not knowing that he was literally her own fucking brother. The Alabama siblings argued with each other, and Wan kept nagging at Jai, as he had been freeloading since the last 5 years and didn't show any sort of responsibility. Jai complained that she was the only one who blamed him for this, and their parents never complained about this to him. So she reminded him that their parents had been dead for 10 years, making Jai feel proud of his dark humor. Chen appeared at their house to hire Jai as a superhero, and told Wan that heroes get a large salary with a lot of bonuses, so she handed her useless brother to him without his consent. They went to the Heroes Association, and Jai was taken to show his abilities to a guy with noodle arms. The exam required him to hold himself against Yatten for 3 minutes, but Jai asked what he would get if he defeated him. Yatten was amused by this, and converted his arms into weapons to chase after Jai, but he blocked his attack with his big-ass mace, and told him that he wasn't as bad as he thought. He was the strongest newbie Yatten had faced until now and could see the true heroism inside him, as most kids try to become heroes just for fame. He attacked Jai again, but when he dodged it, he started to throw huge stones at him like they were pebbles. But Jai blocked all of them as well, and they both started to trade blows with each other. Yatten launched at him with a flurry of attacks, but Jai shoved his arm into the ground and broke his face with his knee. Chen and the examiner lady were surprised at how strong he was, and she excused her to the bathroom, as her floodgates were about to burst open. Even though he was overpowered, Jai was an ugly loser with a single brain cell, and hearing that the written exam was next, made his soul leave his body. Yatten was admitted to the hospital because of the injuries he received while testing Jai, and Manu was sitting right beside him. He held his head in pain, and suddenly got up, remembering the humiliating defeat he suffered from the newcomer. But Manu told him to just forget his defeat, as Jai was probably stronger than an A-rank hero. Despite being strong, his written exam was an embarrassment to look at, and he wrote that he didn't want to be a hero. When the results of the exams were revealed, Chen laughed at Jai, as he just scored 13 points in the written test, and told him that a toddler had more brain power than him. Jai felt humiliated, and told him to leave him alone, but Chen reminded him that every person needs a partner, However, he felt that weak teammates were just a hassle, and they continued to argue when their attention was diverted to a four-eyed nerd named Yan who was getting bullied by a group of heroes called the Golden Triangle. They threw Yan away like he was pillow, but Jai caught him and was about to paint his fist red with their blood when Chen attacked them out of nowhere. He was no match for them, so Jai had to step in eventually to save him and threaten them to not disrespect his teammate. The Golden Triangle did the fruitiest pose in the history of all anime, but it was interrupted by the unlucky hero, Shisen. Because of his unlucky presence, the Golden Triangle distanced themselves from him and ran away like a bunch of pussies. They all introduced themselves to Shisen, and he told them that they were the first people in years who talked to him normally. He was a degenerate weeb who only had 2D anime girls as friends, and Jai turned out to be one of them as well. When he said he wanted to become his teammate, Shisen couldn't control his happiness hearing that. Yan asked what his special ability was, so he told them that he brought doom to anybody near him. When he was a child, his orphanage was caught on fire and he was sent to another one, but it was destroyed by landslides. After he destroyed the homes of dozens of orphans with his bad luck, he started living in the streets, and the only good thing that happened to him in his life was Zero rescuing him from a monster, making Jai wonder if his whole life was shit because of him rescuing him. Getting excited after remembering his idol, Shisen punched a pillar, but his unluckiness kicked in, and the whole room started to crumble. Yan was crushed under the rubble, and Jai got busy rescuing the other people while telling Shisen to move his ass as well. The injured were taken to a hospital, and Yan had bandages around his whole body because of his injuries. Susan came to visit him, but he told him to get his unlucky ass out of there. Jai reminded him that he didn't do it on purpose, and they all became teammates later. On their first mission, Jai and Chen were chilling on top of the roof of a tall building, while Shisen was locating the criminal groups they had to take care of. Being the nerd of the group, Yan was working on creating gadgets and acted as their errand boy. He made some rocket boots for Chen, and the first thing he did with that was launching himself into the air uncontrollably. Meanwhile, the criminal groups were trading a slime monster with each other, and Jai and his teammates arrived to stop their illegal dealings. When they fired bullets at them, Yan used the power of nerdness and tons of glasses to steal their guns, but the criminals ordered the slime monsters to attack them. So Shisen used a minigun to stop the monster, and throwed a pack of spicy snacks in his face that irritated the monster. It ate its own masters and ran after Yan and Shisen, but Jai rescued them and launched the monster into another town. As the monster was about to eat an old man, Jai arrived and smacked the monster. Chen arrived there as well and told Jai to stop going so fast, as he almost died chasing after him. He wanted to defeat the monster himself and shoved a weird gadget into the monster. Using the rocket boots made by Yan, he dodged all of its strikes and leaped into the air to stab the monster with a spear that turned it into water. After rescuing all the citizens, everyone wanted to see the person who defeated the monster and surrounded Jai, but he told them that it was Chen. They rescued a girl named Mumu and were paid really low for their job, as Chen did something that would restrict this video. Manu congratulated them through a video message, and later came to visit them to meet with the rescued girl. Jai told her to stop playing with the girl and come to the point, so she gave them a memory chip and told them that several years ago, Genetic Evolution Company established charities around the world for homeless children, but their intention was to use the children for experiments, and the little girl they brought was the only experiment that was successful, as all the other students died. Enraged after hearing this, Jai lost control of his powers for the time being and couldn't control his emotions, but he eventually came back to his senses. After she had done some experimentation, Manu realized that the root of all evil was their leader Aoyang Rui, who was the president of the Hero Association. When Jai and the others took Mumu for shopping, his sister Wan thought that he had weird kinks and asked if he had kidnapped the girl, so he told her that he rescued the girl during a mission. Seeing her cute smile, Wan hugged her and started to act like those boys were torturing him this whole time. While she went shopping, she asked if they were coming, but Jai told her that they would just wait outside. For Rui, Mumu was a really important subject, and he would capture her at all costs. Jai wondered if she could do anything, as she was a senior member of the Hero Association. But she couldn't do everything by herself, and told Jai that some assassins would come after the girl eventually. The Golden Triangle confronted the group and told them that Manu was wanted by the association, and President Rui ordered to bring Jai back for investigation. But he wasn't planning to do that, and they defeated them in an instant. They went back to Mumu and Wan, and she scolded them for disappearing without saying a word. Mumu came out wearing a kawaii dress, and Wan forced Jai to let her keep Mumu with them. Rui was angry at the Golden Triangles for not being able to overcome 3 trash level 2 heroes, but his subordinate told him to calm down, as he had sent assassins after her. At night, a girl visited Jai's home and tried to bring him down with the power of motorboating, but it was just a mannequin, and she got scared seeing a bunch of dummy faces with toothbrushes in them. She thought that it was some kind of weapon, so she shoved the toothbrush in Jai's mouth when he showed up, and his degeneracy kicked in as his Excalibur started to rise. She grabbed another gadget and attacked the pervert with it, but all it did was remove his clothes, and her meat curtain opened seeing his elephant's trunk. But she wanted to protect her chastity and escaped from the window. While Mumu and Wan were taking a bath, a man was looking at them through a window, and Jai appeared behind, and the pervert asked the assassin if he was a pervert himself. The assassin proclaimed to be the top killer of the Hero Association and attacked Jai, but he was left with bruises after a single strike, and injected a power-enhancing drug in his body to gain unimaginative S-rank power. He started to teleport around Jai in high speed, but he was still no match for the Protector of Chastity, and got his arm cut off. However, he regenerated his arm and attacked Jai with a barrage of punches, but he dodged them easily and took him down with one hit. He spared the assassin and told him to tell his master to not come for Mumu anymore, but the assassin threatened him by saying that he would come after his sister and the little girl, and would do the worst imaginable things possible to them. Hearing this, Jai unleashed his true powers and hit him with a strike so powerful that it leveled a fucking mountain. When he went back to the home, Wan told him to sleep on time, and went to sleep with Mumu herself. Earlier, Manu believed that a big battle was necessary to rid this city of evil like Rui, and the other trashes who controlled the Hero Association, and asked for his help. Holding the memory chip in his hand, he vowed to restore this world again. Manu informed everyone that Rui and the people from the Genetic Evolution Company would meet each other tomorrow, and she had managed to get more heroes to help them stop the villains. One of them was Yi, and she called everyone trash virgins, so Jai told her that she was a short, ugly girl. Chen tried making a joke as well, but Yi kicked his butt and told him to shut the fuck up. At the time of the meeting, the group secretly watched the two parties with each other, but the muscle men Manu had hired were focused on feeling Jai's body. When Gan from the Evolution Company arrived in a helicopter, the muscle boys charged without waiting for Manu's orders, and everyone else followed in their footsteps. They fought with Rui's bodyguards, and Gan tried to escape from his helicopter, but Yi destroyed it. Rui told a sniper named Ju to bring Yi down, and he shot her ice wings from a long range, causing her to fall to the ground. Manu told Jai that she would hold back Rui, and told him to go after Gan. He sent Fei Wu to attack Jai, and she immediately chased after him with his katana, but Jai blocked all of her attacks and threw her back to her master. Chen arrived there as well since 2 versus 1 wasn't fair, and he started to fight Fei Wu so Jai could focus on Gan. He charged at him, but Gan wasn't a weak-ass noob like the rest there and successfully dodged all of his attacks. Chen and Fei Wu took their fight to the forest, and he exchanged attacks with his fear. She went out of his sight, so Chen closed his eyes to heighten his senses and hit Fei Wu in the guts when she appeared again. Yan came to check if he was alright, and offered her help, but she was a bitch who thought that he was a bother. She created an ice shield to protect the both of them against Ju's sniper rifle, but she got injured when her wall broke, and Yan carried her to safety on top of a tree. Based on where the bullets were coming from, he pinpointed Ju's location and told Yi to fire at that spot. Manu came face to face with Rui and covered her arms in ice to block the metal projectiles that Rui was throwing at him. She moved closer to him while blocking all of them and managed to hit his left arm, but he was unfazed as it was made out of metal. She leaped at him, but Rui rendered her defenseless with a gut punch, and she fell to the ground after he hit her spine with an elbow. Meanwhile, Ju wasn't defeated and imprisoned Yi in a force field. Yan fell from the tree, but Ju didn't give him a chance to breathe and hit his face with a knee and shoved his face in the ground. Fei Wu continued her battle with Chen and managed to shove her katana in his guts. Rui lifted Manu in the air by grabbing her hair, and she spat at his ugly old ass face and tried to smack him, but he blocked her attack and shoved her face in the ground. He choked her and told her that he could defeat her with his hands tied behind his back. With their fight going nowhere, Gan used the Madness Potion on himself to get a sudden surge of power, but the power of overpowered anime hero was too much for him to handle, and he got defeated by Jai effortlessly. After getting stabbed, Chen pretty much lost the fight and tried to talk his way out of trouble, telling her to work for him, as he could give her a new life where she wouldn't need to do all these bad deeds. She thought that he was a degenerate pervert who was only trying to save himself, but after going on for a bit, his talk no jutsu eventually worked, and Fei Wu dropped her weapon. She rested her head on his chest, while Zhu turned the four-eyed Yan into his personal punching machine. He threw a grenade at him, but Zhu threw it away and focused his attention towards Yi. Not caring about his life, Yi jumped at him again, only to get KO'd to the ground when Zhu punched his ugly face. Yan watched in horror, and with tears raining down from her face, she begged Yan to run, but he refused to give up, and Zhu knocked him out for good. Seeing that, Yi unleashed all of her powers and decapitated Zhu's head after trapping him in her ice. Lanu and Rui realized that Zhu had died, and she thought that it was time for her counterattack. She covered Rui in ice and asked Big Daddy Jai to handle him from now on. He helped Manu get back on her feet, and Zhu couldn't use his arms because of Jai's strike, so he used the madness potion on himself and turned it into a budget Baraka from Mortal Kombat. He rained metal projectiles at them, and with his new S-rank strength, they packed quite a punch. But Jai casually blocked them with his mace and broke through his shield to smash him in the face. He cursed the writers for making the protagonist so overpowered and started to attack Jai again. But he avoided all of his strikes and launched him into the air. Rui refused to give up, but Jai silenced him for good with a good old smash, and he crashed to the ground like a meteor. Jai controlled his strength so Rui wouldn't die, and Manu asked if he was stronger than a S rank, but he didn't know himself, as there was no test that could properly gauge his powers. After their fight, the injured went to the hospital, and Yan's whole body was covered in bandages yet again, while Chen found a personal maid for herself in the form of Fei Wu. When Jai arrived, he asked where Manu was, as he hadn't seen her for a week, so she appeared and asked if he missed the sights of her assets. When she got close to him, he mentioned her boing boings were getting bouncier day by day, and she agreed to let him use them as a trampoline later.
Yeah, boy.
She then told everyone that she had arranged a special training session for everyone at the Hero Association, so they could grow even stronger, but Jai denied it, as he was already very strong and didn't need any training. When everyone forced him, he offered all of them to fight him at once, and they went to the roof to battle it out with each other. All of them rushed him at once, but he evaded all of their attacks, and he was the first one to get yeeted by him. Since the fight was serious, it was time for Fei Wu to get rid of her maid persona, and everyone ramped up their aggression towards him. But nothing was of use against him. Manu covered him in ice, and as she was about to say that no one could escape it, he brute forced his way out of there and defeated everyone. With the fight over, he went back to his home, only to get beaten up by Wan as he brought a street dog home. But Mumu begged her to let them keep the dog, and seeing her puppy eyes, she agreed. The next day, she ended up taking care of the dog and took her to the laboratory she was working at. She was supposed to work with Professor Qin, but he was busy with the Aoyang family and told her to do her experiments by herself. The head of the Aoyang family was present there, and when he learned that Aoyang Rui had no chance of recovery, he killed him and told Qin to carry on with his research. As he was about to leave, Manu's brother Yang arrived, and the old man told him to take care of her sister, who was being a nuisance to them. Yang had brought another scientist named Musi to help Qin speed up the research, and told him to move his ass fast, as he eagerly awaited the results. In the Hero Association Tower, everyone did their special training, and Manu started to get all kinky towards Jai, and he wondered if fighting against Rui unlocked her horny personality. Shishin then arrived, and asked Jai to guide him on how to riz hot girls like Manu, but he told him that no one can become a riz lord like him. The new president came to greet all the heroes, and he turned out to be Yang. He gave a speech to all the heroes, and after it was over, he went away, and Manu went to meet her brother. She asked if he was here to bring her back to their home, but he told her that it wasn't the time for that yet, and violently grabbed her face to tell her that she can't escape her destiny, and these new people wouldn't be able to help her. She fell to the ground with tears raining down her face, and Jai and the others arrived to meet Yang. Knowing that he had defeated Rui and the Genetic Evolution Company, he asked Jai if he wanted to join his family, but he told him that he doesn't like to be around boys like him. Yang reminded him that denying people of influence wasn't the right choice, and if he wasn't the president now, he would already be dead. Jai told him that he wouldn't be able to harm a hair on his head, so he used his power to make everyone kneel. But it didn't have any effect on Jai. To remind him that he was just a casual noob, he channeled his own power, and Yang puked blood without Jai even touching him. When Jai and the others left the building, he told Shisen to keep an eye on Manu, At the laboratory, Wen experimented on the dog that she had named Dudu and made him more intelligent. Musi complimented her efforts, and when he went away, her lover Feng arrived and told her that the Dong and Aoyang family was supporting this research, and they had ulterior motives. He got his guards to surround the area, and when Jai and Chen were walking on the street, they detected a sus woman, and Jai told Chen to handle this girl in his usual way. Jai threw the woman back at her subordinates, and she looked like she just had the best time of her life. After defeating all of them, they realized that they were from Feng's family. Jai and Chen immediately went to meet Wen, and he gave her a necklace that would notify him whenever she would be in danger. But she didn't know that her brother was the strongest person in this world, and pushed him away, as staying in this lab was dangerous. The night came, and Shisen noticed Aoyang Zihao arriving at Manu's house with his robot bodyguards. She was supposed to be his future wife, but Manu didn't like him, and called him a pig, so he grabbed her from behind, and told her to shut her mouth before he would shove his piss rocket in it. As he was about to forcibly take her away, the muscle men arrived to protect their mistress, but Zihao's guards surrounded them, and quickly started to beat the muscle men to a pulp. Manu begged Zihao to let her men go, but he grabbed her hair, and threw Manu into her car. He shoved her face into the window so she could see justice being served, but seeing the muscle man getting beaten to death caused her to get angry, and she held an icicle at his throat. Shisen fired a bullet at him, but Zihao managed to catch it with his bare hands and threw it back at his leg. To show Manu his strength, he manipulated the wind into a sharp blade and split open his chest. He slapped her face, and as everyone who was there to protect her was on the brink of death, she agreed to obey his every command if he would spare them. But he just drove away, and as the robot was about to finish off Shisen, Jai arrived to save him. He used his fire spirit sword to cut the robot in half, and the rest of the robots fired lasered beams at him. But he quickly took care of them, and Zihao wondered who this man was. Jai wanted to go save Manu, but treating the injured was of more importance at the moment. They all gathered at one place so they could plan how to save Manu. With the help of the Dudu, Feiwu had managed to disable all of the defenses of the Aoyang house, and told them that the marriage ceremony between Zihao and Manu would be held tomorrow. The next day, Shisen distracted the guards with the help of his fan base, and the rest of the boys secretly made their way into the house. Zihao met his soon-to-be wife, and aggressively asked her who Jai was, as he wanted the fire spirit sword he had, and threw Manu into the ground when she refused to tell him anything. Yan was distracted when he saw Yu with a handsome guy, and Jai and Chen continued to move toward Manu. They bumped into some guards, so Chen started to fight them while Jai reached Manu's room. He mentioned how nice her plot looked in the wedding dress and told her to run away with him. But she couldn't bring dishonor to her family, as this wedding was supposed to make the relationship between Dong and Aoyang family good, and attacked Jai when he continued to force her. Blocking her attacking, he pulled her closer and told her that she was really important to him. She wanted to go with him, but felt like the Aoyang family was the strongest, and betraying them wouldn't end up doing good. But Jai assured her that he would take care of everything, and blew the room with his jade spear. He was taking her to safety, but Zihao ended up finding them and called her shameless. But Jai felt like he was the shameless one, as the dignity of two families was dependent on one woman. They agreed to fight with each other to decide what they would do with Manu, and took their battle to a competition arena. If Zihao won, his engagement ceremony would go as planned, and Jai would have to give him his fire spirit. There was a magical field around the arena that would allow them to use all of their powers without any worry, so Jai summoned his jade spear. When the fight started, Zihao immediately went out offensive, but Jai blocked all of his attacks and chased after him. The two were fighting neck to neck with each other at the start, and the impact from the collision of their fists rattled around the whole arena. He started to rain small magical beams at Jai, and used the dust cloud to sneakily attack Jai. But he saw through his attack and threw his jade spear at him. Zihao moved into the air to dodge it, and hit him from behind to throw him back into the arena. When Jai leaped at him, Zihao summoned a series of defensive shields to protect himself, but all of the shields got destroyed, and he barely managed to divert the trajectory of his spear. Jai punched him in the face, and when he was sent flying, he used the power of the jade spear to summon a literal f***ing magic dragon, and went after Zihao. He tried to block his attacks, but he was no match for Jai, and got his chest carved in the same way as he did with Shisen. Channeling all of his energy, he launched a deadly attack at Jai that destroyed the whole arena, but Jai came out unharmed once again, as he leaped into the air beforehand and kicked him in the face. His clothes were all destroyed, and blood kept coming from his mouth, so in a moment of desperation, He threw the scroll of forbidden curses to destroy the whole area. Manu and he immediately went to look for Jai, and he showed himself to his friends with minor scratches. Zihao had immensely powered up himself after using the scroll and threw a gigantic magic beam at him, but Jai nullified it using his jade spear and defeated Zihao. Just after he defeated him, Manu rushed to give him a hug, but the time for this whole world had stopped, and God appeared to battle it out with Zihao. He told Jai that his time was up and attacked him with a magic lion, but Jai blocked it, and when the god started to bleed, he called him a god from eBay. The eBay god didn't like that insult and proclaimed that the whole world would submit to him eventually. But standing under a spotlight wasn't going to help him in any way, so he created a storm to attack Jai with. But he dodged it and started to attack him with his spear. The god wanted to make this world free from all evil, so Jai reminded him that he was literally the evil. He knocked down Jai, but when he approached him, he entered the spirit realm and saw Jai crying while holding a dead girl. Jai had enough of his bullshit, and for the first time in 5 years, he unleashed all of his powers and turned into Zero. The god couldn't believe his eyes and refused to accept that he was Zero. He launched tornadoes at him, but Jai sliced the sky with his powers and decimated his right arm. However, he managed to regenerate it and got inside a magic monster he created to smash Jai, but he teleported to his face and launched his ultimate attack to throw the god out of the magic monster. He refused to stop fighting, so Jai launched a powerful energy beam at him that god deflected into space, and it destroyed a literal fucking asteroid. Despite blocking it, the god was left with only a sliver of his strength and tried to catch a breath in the spiritual space. But Jai followed him there as well, and with his last attack, he destroyed the god and the spiritual space he was in. A black flame burned the god, and with no strength left in his body, the god lay on the ground, and Jai returned back to being an ugly teenager. He mentioned that he was nothing in comparison to his power, but despite being that strong, Jai couldn't save everyone in his past, and took off his clothes to show the scars he received whilst protecting humanity and strengthening himself. He had fought with gods from other worlds, and even went toe-to-toe with aliens, but after all that fighting, only his face and hands were left without a scar, and he tried his best to cover them so his sister wouldn't see it. The god turned to heavenly dust eventually, but he felt content that someone like Jai was living in this world to protect it. He visited Wan, whose lab was all destroyed, and asked where the necklace was. She told him that she didn't want to put him in danger, so he reminded him that he was a hero, and she could rely on him. When the evening arrived, Jai went to see the sunset and remembered everything that happened to him in the past few days. Manu also arrived there and informed him that she was going to another city to protect it, as it was full of criminals. Before she left, she told Jai that she still had something to do and kissed him on the lips before saying goodbye to her hero. Set your heart ablaze, go beyond your limits, and watch this next video.